Thank you, Gimba, and welcome to Sports News. Nigerian boxer Millicent Ogbobulem has qualified for the quarterfinals of the women's 75 kilograms at the Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast, Australia. Ogbobulem won on all 5 judges' scorecards in the comprehensive victory over Tonga's Salute Hune to set a clash with Elizabeth Adiogo of Kenya. Meanwhile, Nigeria's table tennis team will face host Australia in the quarterfinals after receiving a bye in their round of 16 clash. In basketball, the Tigers lost their first game in a pool by 65 to 110 points to New Zealand, and the Tigers will confront Canada in their second group game. Valerie Govon scored a hat-trick as France demolished the Super Falcons of Nigeria 8-0 in an international friendly played in Le Mans. The French women were completely dominant, with Eugène Le Sommer, Gaëtane Thiény and Marie-Charlotte Léger also getting on the score sheet. This is the first major test for the 8-time African champions after their triumph at the 2016 African Women's Nations Cup in Cameroon. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Enyimba have edged closer to the group stage of the CAF Confederations Cup. People's Elephant held host Bidvis Wits of South Africa to a 1-1 draw. Dien Klante scored for Bidvis Wits in the 3rd minute, but Ibrahim Mustafa level scores 2 minutes later. The second leg comes up on Wednesday, April the 18th at the EJSYNS Stadium in Calabar. And Plateau United will line up their strongest team against the USM Algiers of Algeria as they hope to advance to the group stage of the CAF Confederations Cup. Nigeria champions host USM Algeria in the final playoff in the first leg tie at the Agege Stadium in Lagos on Saturday. Head coach Kennedy Boboye has confirmed the availability of key players such as Daniel Itodo, goalkeeper Kemute Oda, Rafael Ayagwa and Elijah Ogene Elijah. Boboye admits that the straight Algerians will be tough to beat, hence his boys must earn a big margin win at their adopted home. Tennis now, Rafael Nadal has won his first match since limping out of the Australian Open in January when he defeated Germany's Philipp Kohlschreiber in straight sets in the Davis Cup quarterfinals. The world #1 stretched his winning streak in the Davis Cup to 23 matches with a 6-2, 6-2, 6-3 victory in just over 2.5 hours. The victory leveled the tie after Alexander Zverev outclassed David Ferrer 6-2, 6-2, 6-4 in the opening rubber. The Spaniard will face Zverev in his next singles rubber on Sunday. And finally, inspired by playing on his home region, Fabio Fognini came back from a set-down defeat Jeremy Chardy 6-2, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3 and draw Italy level with France in the Davis Cup quarterfinals. The 20th ranked had left his left leg taped up early in the second set, but didn't appear too bothered over the course of a match that lasted 3 hours and 31 minutes. Earlier, Lucas Piol wasted a 2-set advantage before eventually beating Andrea Seppi 6-3, 6-2, 4-6, 3-6, 6-1. In Saturday's doubles, Simone Botlelli and Paolo Lorenzi will face Pierre-Hugh Hubert and Nicolas Mahut. And that's it on Sports for tonight. I'm Barong, Tony Ranta, and Gimba will be back with a wrap.
South Korea's former president has been sentenced to 24 years in jail after she was found guilty of abuse of power. The verdict, which was broadcast live, represents the culmination of a scandal which rocked the country, fueling rage against political and business elites. The 66-year-old has boycotted her trial hearings and has previously accused the courts of being biased against her. She denies all wrongdoings and says that she will appeal the case in court. Salisbury District Hospital reveals that the Russian former spy Sergei Skripal, who was poisoned by a nerve agent last month, is now in better condition, responding to treatment well. He is said to be conscious and talking in the hospital. 66-year-old Skripal and his daughter Yulia have been in hospital for more than a month after being found unconscious on a bench. They had been poisoned with a toxic nerve agent. The UK government claims Russia is behind the attack, but Moscow has denied all involvement, calling the accusations horrific and unsubstantiated. And in entertainment news, Banky W and Adesua Itomi announced a music collaboration. Mayowa Ogundele has details of that.
Many thanks. Yeah, top stories in showbiz. British international singer Rachel Kerr says she is looking forward to collaborating with Nigerian acts. The Alive crooner, who is also a renowned vocal coach, made this known at her debut headlining concert in Nigeria, which held in Lagos. The concert is part of a plan to gain more ground in the country after her introduction into the Nigerian music mainstream in 2015. Celebrity couple Pt.4 and Adesoa Etomi are set to release a music collaboration titled What You Doing Tonight, a remix of Pt.4's 2017 love ballad. Pt.4, who featured Etomi in his 2016 music video Made For You, shared the news via social media.
You were made for me, baby, can't you see that I was made for you?
In a tragic turn of events, upcoming act Alizi and 4-year-old daughter Petra are dead. The singer was allegedly murdered by husband Peter Nielsen, a Danish national who allegedly shot Alizi and their daughter in their Banana Island home in Lagos. Entertainment news gathered from the police authority that Mr. Peter Nielsen has been taken into custody while investigation has commenced on the matter. Alizi was born as Ali Zainab in Kaduna and started music shortly after secondary school. Her career officially kicked off in 2014 after a chance meeting with a top producer. Some of her released works feature collaboration with Harry Song and Delby, amongst others. And that's it from me. The rest of the News at 10 continues shortly.
And the main news again. The death toll in yesterday's bank robbery on Offa Town in Kwara State has risen to over 30. This came as the residents of Offa narrated how the horrific incident occurred. Also today, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu gave the assurance of the electoral body's readiness to conduct the Ekiti and Osun governorship polls this year and insisted that the electoral body is working with its own timetable for the 2019 general elections. And former President of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, today appeared in court over alleged corruption, but he pleaded not guilty to the charges. And that's how it's been on the News at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for watching. On behalf of all of us here, have a splendid weekend. I'm Kimba Omar. Good night.